Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our video presentation for applied linguistics. Today we will presenting our discussion about an article with the title "Solidarity in the Discourse of Protest for Women's Rights Liberation, a Sociolinguistic Study of Mahsa Amini's Case." Before that, we would like to introduce the members of the group, which we have Muhammad Ikhwan, Nadila Safira, and then M. Rizky Franata. In this article, we also have the table of contents, which we have introduction here, citation and context, aims and research questions, method and data, intervention, results, claims and contribution, relevant and theory, limitation and ethics, and then last but not least, we have conclusions. For the introduction, we'll presenting by Pat.
Okay, I will explain the introduction slide. First, the study focused on how language in protest posters shows solidarity in the Mahsa Amini movement. The second is language is important because it helps unite people and strengthen social movements. The third, the purpose of the study is to analyze how slogans and speech act build unity, resistance, and collective identity. Next, citation and context. The title is Solidarity in the Discourse of Protest of Women's Rights Liberation, a Sociolinguistic Study of Mahsa Amini's Case. The author is Armia C.D. 2023. It published in Lingua Didactica, Jurnal Bahasa dan Pembelajaran Bahasa. The field is sociolinguistic, which examines how language is used in social context and social movement. The focus is how protest language, which specifically slogans and posters from the Mahsa Amini protest, express solidarity, resistance, and collective identity. Next, the aim and research question. Aim of the study is this article aimed to identify the form of solidarity shown in the use of language in the discourse of the liberation of women's rights, specifically in Mahsa Amini's death case. It also aimed to identify any form of solidarity created through utterances spoken in the protest and demonstration for Mahsa Amini from around the globe. Research question. The study addresses two research questions. The first question is, how does the form of solidarity look like in the discourse of Mahsa Amini's protest on Instagram? The second question is, what kind of speech act are used in the protest to express solidarity? Okay, next will be explained by my partner.
Thank you, Franata, and then method and that I will explain the method and data. So the research method in this article is a descriptive method with a qualitative approach, and the type is the type of data is consist of utterances, including phrases, clauses, sentences found in English on poster used in Mahsa Amini protests around the world. And the data collection involves searching for posts with the hashtag Mahsa Amini on Instagram. This type of data collection, where the first one gathering data from Instagram and then recording the data using screenshots, observing and taking notes of utterances used, identifying and classifying the speech acts, identifying the form of solidarity, and then last making conclusions of the research. For data analytical framework, the data were analyzed by identifying and sorting speech acts used. The analysis specifically utilized Searle's 1979 classification of speech acts. Searle's classification system categorizes illocutionary-based speech acts into 5 types, which is assertive, directive, commissive, expressive, and declarative. So for the intervention, this study fills the gap in the studies on global protest language solidarity, while uses real Masa Amini protest to show how language unites people. It also shows that slogans function as tools for solidarity and resistance. It connects speech act theory to real protest practices. So the results of this study. So out of 45 screenshots from Instagram posts related to the hashtag Masa Amini protest, 50 speech acts were analyzed and classified. So the distribution we have our speech acts. The speech act is assertive, directive, commissive, expressive, which the number of the assertive is 31, and then directive 12, commissive 3, and the last for number of appearances for expressive, which the total is 50 speech acts. So and then from the numbers, the results show that assertive illocutionary acts were the most dominant type, accounting for 62% of the total utterances. This dominance aligns with the context of demonstration and protest, which commonly express aspiration, statements, claims, facts, and data to build sympathy and solidarity. Assertive speech acts correspond to the truth of propositions. Other types of speech acts appear in smaller percentage, such as directive speech acts at 24%, expressive at 8%, and then commissive speech acts at 6%. No declarative acts were found in this research, which is attributed to the tendency of protest speech to focus on persuasion and achieving specific goals. Solidarity was expressed indirectly through assertive speech acts that carried socio-pragmatic meanings and involved the identity of the women's movement. The overall finding indicated a strong solidarity formed among demonstrators and women's activists globally, manifested through shared desires and goals. For the claims and contribution will be explained by Fran.
Okay, next, claims and contribution. First, I will explain about the claim. First, the data shows strong global solidarity among protesters, visible in the language on posters. Number two, solidarity is most expressed through assertive speech acts tied to women collective identity. The third is assertive acts state protesters' demand, while directive acts reflects their call to action and fighting spirit. For short, powerful slogans help build a shared sense of togetherness. Number five, protesters from different countries united against the same perceived oppressor, the Iranian government. Let's move on to the contribution. First, the study fills a gap by examining how language builds solidarity in humanitarian and women's rights movements. Number two, it shows clear patterns in how social movements use speech act to express unity and resistance. Last, the finding provide a foundation for future research linking linguistic form to the social goals of a movement. For the relevance and theory, will explain by Nadila. Thank you.
Okay, I will explain about relevance and theory. The first, I will explain relevance. This study is relevant because it shows how the language of protest fosters both social solidarity and expresses collective emotion. And then it contributes to discourse and social linguistic studies, especially in the context of social movements. And then it is globally relevant relevant as the Mahsa Amini protest received international support reflected through the language used in the posters. And the last, it fills a research gap since protest posters are rarely analyzed in linguistic studies. And then the theory, the first is speech actory Serle 1979. Serle categorized speech acts into 5 types. The first is assertive statements of truth, claims, expressions of belief, and then directive encouraging or commanding action, and then commissive expressing commitment, and then expressive conveying emotion or psychological states, and then declarative acts that change a social reality. This this theory is used to identify and classify the types of speech acts appearing in the protest posters. And the second, we have solidarity theory from Johnson, 1986. According to Johnson, solidarity is formed through the first is shared emotion, shared experience, shared moral beliefs. In this study, solidarity is seen as emerging through the linguistic experience found in protest posters. This experience reflects collective anger, grief, support, and unity in receiving gender-based operation. And the next section is limitation and ethic. The first limitation, this study has several limitations. The analysis only includes English language poster, including perspective experience in other language, and then data were collected exclusively from Instagram, therefore not responding other platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or printed protest materials. And then the data collection time frame was limited to September-October 2022, which may not reflect developments in later phases of the protest. And the last is the analysis does not include not linguistic elements such as imagery, graphics, or color symbolism used in the posters. And then we have ethical consideration. The first is all data were taken from public Instagram posts, ensuring no violation of privacy. And then image containing identifiable individuals or sensitive political exposure were not analyzed or not displayed. And then the research respect the sensitive political context of the Mahsa Amini case. And then no data manipulation occurred. All utterances were documented exactly as they appeared in the original post. And the next section is conclusion. The study concluded that the first is solidarity in the Mahsa Amini protest is primarily constructed through language, especially through the verbal experience found on protest posters. And then assertive speech acts are the most dominant type, demonstrating how protests expressed through claims, moral judgments, and statements of injustice. And then the language used in the posters function to build shared identity, strengthen group positioning, and express global support for Iranian women. And then the findings show that speech act play a crucial role in shaping solidarity emotional resonance, and collective political experience. Overall, the study highlights how protest discourse reflect collective emotion, political demands, and worldwide unity in advocating for women's rights and social justice. That's all from us.
Thank you, Nadila, for the last session. We would like to ask the audience two questions. So the first one, based on your observation from watching and reading the news, which acts do you commonly find in recent protests? And the second one, do you think each type of speech act in a demonstration will have a different impact? Please answer in the comment section. That's all from us, our presentation. Thank you for the attention. Uh, and then Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.